Now I will present the task 1 activity where we are supposed to have a blinking LED as we have a connection of our red LED to pin 12 and ground. And when I run the code, it should cause the LED, as it is doing now, to be blinking continuously. In this video, I will be demonstrating the part of the task 1 where the button is controls the LED. So when I click the button, it lights up the light that is near the 13, and I can click it multiple times and it continues to light up the light when I use the button to light it up. Okay, now we will showcase the LED when you use 2 button controls to press it. So without us pressing any button controls, the LED is at 100% as it is now. Then once we click our button 1, it brings our intensity down to 75%. When we click our button 2, it brings the intensity down to 50%. And then when we click both buttons, it brings our intensity down to 25%. Welcome to the demo video for our Arduino project demonstrating task 2. For our task 2, we chose to connect the joystick module, the DHT11 temperature and humidifier sensor, the RGB LED, and a buzzer to our Arduino board. For our joystick, it allowed us to control the color of the RGB LED by moving it along the X-axis. And then it also controlled the pitch of the buzzer along our Y-axis, which we will be showing later on. Additionally, our DHT11 temperature sensor was when the temperature exceeded a certain threshold, the buzzer would sound an alarm. And the RGB LED brightness would increase, indicating higher temperatures. And now I will run the code to show what our demo of our Arduino project. So now I'm going to turn down the brightness some so you can properly see, since the light is so bright. So on here, our buzzer is over here on the board. Our RGB LED is there. Here is our temperature sensor, and then this is our joystick. So if I chose to move our joystick up the Y-axis, it changes the color to the red color. But if you listen closely, you can hear the sound coming from our buzzer. It makes a noise whenever the joystick is moving up the Y-axis. Then if I moved it, let's say to the Y again, and then if I chose to move over to the X, now our buzzer goes quiet. But if I moved it back to the Y, it makes the buzzing noise. Move it to the X, it goes quiet. And as you can see, as I rotate the buzzer, now down to the bottom Y-axis, it makes the noise again. But if I rotate it to the positive X, it goes silent. And as you can see, our RGB LED changes colors as we move the joystick around. You can see me moving it in a circle. It causes the color to change on our LED. And as far as it goes for our our temperature sensor, it is supposed to change depending on what the temperature is within the room. So our set temperature is 30 degrees Celsius on our code. So the room I'm currently in is about that temperature, so it's not exceeding the temperature, hence is why the sensor is not making the buzzer go off. But if it was to get to about maybe say 40 degrees Celsius, the sensor will start alerting the buzzer to make a noise. And then our joystick, as you can see, depending on which direction, if it's in the Y-axis, it makes a buzzer noise. If it's in the X, it does not. Sorry, I had leaned it a little to the Y, but in the X it does not. And the other thing with our temperature sensor is, depending on the temperature that's measured on the sensor, that is used to adjust the brightness of our RGB LED. So overall, our user is able to interact with the joystick module to control the pitch of the buzzer. And then our sensor also can simultaneously measure the ambient temperature as well. And our Arduino board processes the input from the joystick module and our DHT11 sensor, and can address the buzzer's pitch noise, as well as our RGB LED color and the brightness accordingly. And for our buzzer, it would just only ring out alerts to the user due to high temperature conditions. Otherwise it will not make any noise as it's doing now. And our RGB LED will also visually indicate a temperature change based on the brightness of the temperature was to rise. So I'll showcase our joystick motion of changing the colors one more time. And that is the conclusion for our presentation. Thank you.